Hey all, and welcome to Shadow of Space, and we are commenting on another BCP video. This one is called Woke Black Caucus Melts Down Over Racist White Democrat Leader Running in Black Congressional Seat. This was uploaded May 23rd, this is being recorded May 24th, and link is in the description.
A political firestorm is brewing as Democratic politicians whose seats were wiped out are now trying to figure out where to run.
Okay.
Jared Moskowitz seems likely to run in the newly drawn Congressional District 25, which includes Miami Beach and Aventura and runs up the coast through Fort Lauderdale all the way to Boca Raton and Delray Beach. His announcement is expected by the end of next week. The real mystery is what Debbie Wasserman Schultz will do. The longest-serving congressional Democrat in Florida, she has been in the House for more than 2 decades. She could run in the new District 22, but it is a district Trump won by 10 points. The more likely option is that she'll run in Congressional District 20, which is solidly Democratic, but it is also an area that has been represented by African Americans for the last 32 years. The district is 40% black, and there are currently at least 4 African Americans running in that seat, which means Wasserman Schultz will be counting on her opponents in the primary, splitting up the African American vote and allowing her to become the nominee. The Broward County Democratic Black Caucus has asked Wasserman Schultz not to run for that seat, and it is clear that if she did run, it would turn into an ugly and potentially racial affair.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about a juicy story out of Florida. A story that I absolutely love because Florida has been redistricted.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna forget.
And now that is causing some problems for Democrats. They have to decide what district are they going to run in, okay? Now that the maps have been redrawn, Democrats have to decide basically who's going to lose their seat and who's going to keep their seat. That's basically what it comes down to at this point, okay? Because Democrats are going to be forced to run in red districts, okay, that they're going to have a hard time winning, even if, you know, they've been in office for a long time. It's going to be difficult. So naturally, considering...
But it shouldn't be. If they have a platform that truly benefits everyone, then they should have absolutely no problem getting people on their side. Like
these dynamics, infighting is going to break out, okay? Because there are some Democrats who believe that
if they're truly on the right side of history, then they should have no problem explaining to these people why their ideas are better and why they should follow them instead of their opponents. Nothing changes. Like, it doesn't matter.
Run in certain districts.
The game is the same.
Certain Democrats should run in other districts, right? And apparently, you have the Black Caucus, which believes that Democrats should run in districts based off race, right?
Yeah.
This is what they believe, and that leads me to this story. A
They're the Black Caucus. That's
story.
It's expected, I think.
Featuring Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Okay, I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard of her. She's a major figure within the Democrat Party, within the House. She's been in Congress for years. She's from South Florida, and she is getting some backlash from the pro-blackity blacks, the Black Caucus, over her decision to run in a black district. Okay, the same district that Shayla Shafillis McCormick, the ratchet black Democrat,
kind of sounds like black people are just continuously getting L's.
Is currently facing charges for fraud, right? We're talking about stealing millions of taxpayer dollars during COVID. Yeah. She's running again, right? She's actually running for re-election.
Especially in the
after she quit Congress.
Southeast.
So she was forced out of Congress. She quit, and she's running again. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz is basically going to run in that same district. And the pro-blacks are not upset with Shafalus McCormick, who, again, is a criminal, basically, and she quit Congress. They're not upset with her for deciding to run again. They're upset with Debbie Wasserman Schultz because she's not black and she's running in a black district. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. So I want to react to it because it's a hilarious story.
I mean,
and I think
they say this all the time, that it's representation. It's having someone that looks like you repres I don't because
Great
that doesn't
example
even make
of
sense.
how the
It doesn't
racial, the
matter.
multiracial coalition of the Democrat Party, right? The
Like they have to share your skin color, or they have to look like you, and they have to share your ideas. These two things are not necessarily um they don't happen naturally. Like
cultural Marxist
just
agenda of the
because they look like me doesn't mean that they think like me. Just because they think like me doesn't mean they look like me. I that's a rather rare combination, I think, that even if it were to fit me, wouldn't necessarily fit someone else. So I don't know.
Democrat Party, how it always comes to bite them in the butt, right? When you're in bed with these radicalized, race obsessed lunatics, this is the type of stuff that you got to deal with, right? So, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, this video that I'm going to play first is the initial reaction to the possibility of Debbie Wasserman Schultz getting into this race.
This week, I spoke to State Senator Rosalynn Osgood, who does not believe Wasserman Schultz should run in a seat long held by African Americans.
So, Jim, as you know, the Democratic
You
Party
think she's going to use an argument that isn't just race? Well, this was held by black people, and segregation, black people deserve representation.
has been held together through the strong coalition of Jews and Black people. We've always
Jews
worked
and black people.
collaboratively with
That is an
Congresswoman
unexpected
Debbie
twist.
Wasserman Schultz. Certainly, I represent a district that's multiracial. I try to serve all of my constituents. But when you're Black in America, you have a different lived experience.
Nope,
It
there it
is
is.
critically important to have someone with your lived experience representing you
Yeah.
in Congress to be a part of those conversations, those
So if someone is white but has those same lived experiences, then what does it matter?
debates. We're just saying, don't minimize our opportunity. This is exactly what Ron DeSantis' intentions was.
See,
If
but
you
this is the problem, is that you minimize her opportunity by saying don't minimize our opportunity. Do you see how you're just replacing one form of selectivism with another? It doesn't, you haven't eliminated that dynamic, you just shifted that power differential.
look at congressional 20 district areas like Plantation, Sunrise, it's kind of a map where the Black people live. So you pack many of us into one district, you crack out certain parts of the community, like you put Belle Glade in another district, people in Palm Beach. So the Black people's vote and representation is not equal, it's diluted. So if you have a race with 6 Black people in, and Debbie gets in that race,
So you want the black representation to be only for black people instead of being pooled in with the rest of the with other places in the state. I mean,
maybe the thought is that the Black people will dilute the vote and it gives her an automatic shoe in. I don't know if it's the easiest
because
path
there
forward to
was the one map where that one district was carved literally out of just the center.
with her. I did talk to her. She explained to me how important seniority is in Congress, and we want to keep her in Congress. But we're just asking her to consider running in the district that she was drawn into, or even in the coastal district where Moskowitz says he's going to run, where it's
How do you do that if the district that you were in is cracked now and you don't have a district? Where do you run?
predominantly Jew. So when you look at what's going on
I
in
mean, you
Broward,
have to
particularly,
run in your district, right? I can't run for a district that I don't live in.
Palm Beach and Broward, how the district's being tapped. It kind of gives incumbents like Lois Frankel Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Moskowitz. It's like they're vying to protect their seats. And what we're saying is we've been an ally. We've been a supporter.
Yeah.
We want to have someone with our lived experience. Let our community kind of decide through the voting process who that person is going to be.
Well, let me
Well, ain't that's the point of voting, right? The point of voting is for the voters to decide, right? Like,
Yeah.
ultimately, at the end of the day, voters have to vote. They have to make the decision. Basically, what she's advocating for is that Democrats must run based off race, right? She's basically saying, hey, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, since you're a Jew, you need to go run in the Jew district, right?
Well, I guess I don't understand how this is fair. You take all of the black people that live in this city and say that's a district. What about other black people that don't have enough people to get representation? I
In the Jew district because you can only represent Jews. You can't represent
I
us
don't get
blacks.
it. It never
right?
makes sense.
Us blacks, we're entitled to black representation, whatever that means, right? Whatever that means. That's what she's saying. It is so crazy to me because, again, these are the same people who claim that they're trying to move past Jim Crow, right? That they are fighting against racism, hate, and bigotry. But they're quite literally fighting for segregation. That's what they're doing. They're fighting for segregation.
Yeah.
When you listen to these people talk, they don't sound that much different than the Klan, right? It's almost as if the Democrat Party didn't change. It's almost as if the whole party switched.
It's like well, yeah.
It's BS, right? Seriously. These are the same people who love slavery. This time they just like the illegal immigrants, right? Being the slaves, okay? They're pro-segregation. They want black districts and what's best for them, right? There's no underlining principle when it comes to the whole black district thing. They're totally fine with advocating for racism, hate, and bigotry, for segregation when it benefits them. So in this case right here, you have a quote-unquote black district, right? A black seat. And this woman is saying, no, this white Jewish woman, she can't run in this seat, right? Like, she cannot represent black people. That's what this woman is saying. And she's also advocating and saying that, hey, black people shouldn't even have the opportunity.
Because at that point, you're even denying her the ability to even run and try. You're not even letting it up to the voters. You are just saying she either can't do it or she shouldn't do it.
Decide whether or not they want a white Jewish woman to represent them. That's what she's saying. She's also low-key saying that black people are too dumb to make the decision because let's be real. She's afraid that black people are not going to choose a black candidate, right? That's what she's afraid of. So she's like, no, she can't run in this race.
I mean, it's just they're trying. They're accusing her of doing this just to try to protect her seat. But the only reason that they're doing this is to protect their seats. They're just gaming the system for themselves.
Black people might actually choose somebody that's not black to represent them, which really highlights the real issue, right? When you talk about black Democrats running for Congress, what is the real issue? It's not that black people won't vote for whites or white Democrats. I mean, we've seen black people vote for white Democrats, right? It's that
using the race card and civil rights to try to morally justify their position. Well, as a recently liberated black person, you have to allow me to do this because I deserve it.
White Democrats won't vote for black Democrats, right? Again, it's almost as if the parties haven't switched. They just have different marketing, right? The marketing is different, right? They've changed the marketing. But the real issue that these people complain about.
I guess you could make the argument that instead of the Democrat Party being white landowners, white slave owners, white slave owning business people, they turned into black people. They turned into the minorities. They
About is that Democrats have to have these so-called black districts in order to get black representation, because black people will vote for white Democrats, but white Democrats won't vote for black people. So therefore, black Democrats running in white districts are unlikely to win. So the only viable option is to protect the black folks who are running in black districts, because again, that's their best chance of actually getting elected.
Which really just goes to show that they can't actually appeal to anyone outside their base.
It's crazy how that works, right? When you really break it down for what it is.
They have to use the black people voting for black people card in order to get people on their side. Otherwise, none of it's
really
organic.
This is the party of Jim Crow. Every accusation is an admission. Okay?
Yeah, I mean,
every time
it's all projection. It's all just all of those things that they find that they're struggling with just coming forth in verbal form.
They kick and scream and cry about, oh, we're going back to Jim Crow. That is them admitting what their agenda is, right? They want us to go back to Jim Crow. They want us to go back to segregation, just in a way that benefits Democrats, right? Because again, there is no principle outside of whatever is best for Democrat power and control. That is it. But when you have this so-called multiracial coalition, clearly, some people are going to put their racial allegiance over the interest of the party as a whole. And that's what's happening right now, right? She is putting her allegiance to black people over what's best for the party, right? That's what she's doing. This is DEI on steroids.
Because black people are the party. Because in her mind, the two are synonymous. You can't not be black. You can't be black and be anything other than Democrat. If you're black but you're a Republican, you aren't black in her eyes. You have adopted a white lens. You have adopted a white framework.
That's what it is. It's DEI on steroids. That is backfiring on Democrats in the worst way possible. They don't give a damn about qualifications, about experience. All they care about is race, right? This is a DEI backfire. That's exactly what it is. They're calling this woman Jim Crow Debbie, right? That's her nickname. Her nickname is Jim Crow Debbie. That's what they're calling her. Yo. Wow. So let's continue.
Even though
Jump in and let me push.
she is the person who is being the diversity in a group of representatives that are all black. Wouldn't she be making the panel wouldn't she be making the representation more diverse?
Back a little. As you
I get
noted
so confused.
earlier, you represent a multiracial, multicultural district yourself. I'm sure that the whites and Hispanics in your district, think that you probably represent them well and are doing a good job, and you certainly are trying to do the best for them. Could you not see the argument that because of Debbie Wasserman Schultz's seniority, because of her standing in Congress, that she might be able to do things for Congressional District 20 that a freshman member of Congress, like either a Dale Holness or a Luther Campbell or any of the other candidates in there would be able to do?
The difference is when you go back to the history of why this seat was created during the
I feel like this isn't real. I feel like this is a background. I feel like this is fake.
redistricting time in 1992. It was to have someone with people with Black lived experiences in Congress. And we can't move away from that historical fact. It's kind of like, as a Black person, you feel like we
So you don't want diversity, you want homogeneity. You don't want differences, you want things that are the same. And you want things that are different to kind of go away and have their own thing.
had Reconstruction. Then we got the Jim Crow, the poll tax. So now
Just,
redistricting is being used to suppress our vote.
oh,
So
there it is.
historically,
Yeah.
for us, because of why the seat was created, it's like something is now being taken away from us. And we're just trying to explain and get Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz to understand how important it is to
Wow.
us in our community to
Wow.
have someone with our lived experience. Sure, she might be able to do things for our community, but she doesn't have the lived experience to
Amazing.
fight on certain issues and explain why they're important to our community.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is crazy. You can't make this up. I want you guys to understand how much of a
No.
clown show this is.
So she can't come and ask you, what are problems that your community is facing that I, as your representative, could try to help you with? No, it's immediately, there's no way this person could ever adequately represent us in our struggle and what we're going through because we are so unique in our individual needs that there's no way that anyone outside of our circle could ever comprehend any of the struggles that we're going through.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and I'm not defending anybody. I'm a neutral observer, right? Just giving you my commentary on this, right? I don't give a damn what happens, to be honest with you, okay? I hope they implode, and I hope a Republican wins. That's what I hope. But you have somebody who's currently facing charges for fraud in the race. You have a rapper, Luther Campbell, the rapper,
I have no idea.
Uncle Luke, that guy, right?
I don't know.
He's also in the race. And you're telling the senior Democrat who actually had decades of experience in Congress that she should not run in this district because she's not Black? But yet you're not telling the other Black candidates in the race to drop out so that they don't dilute the Black vote, right? I just want you guys to understand how ass backwards this is, okay? They're basically saying, hey, we don't give a damn if one of the leaders of our party gets completely kneecapped, right, by being forced to run in a district that she can't win. We don't care. We want a Black representative. We don't even care if the representative is a criminal or just completely, totally unqualified. We don't give a damn. We just want a Black representative.
They would gladly see all of DHS not be funded because they want more controls for ICE. Yes, absolutely. They would starve themselves. They would threaten suicide. They would threaten to kill themselves to get what they wanted. They would gladly do it.
So if that means
they would gladly throw themselves on their swords and die for whatever cause they thought was necessary so that people would see, oh, this is serious. People are willing to die for this. Well, this must be really important. I should just go and throw myself at it for them.
White Jewish Democrat leader has to lose her seat in order to allow a criminal, a Black criminal, to get that seat? Or a rapper who's completely unqualified to get that seat? It is what it is.
I mean, these are their candidates. Again, what do you do if you live in a place where all of the people who are running aren't going to do a good job and no one steps up? What do you do when there is no next generation to carry that torch. What do you do when there's what do you do when you go to pass on the baton and there's no one there to take it from you? What do you do?
Wow. It just blows my mind. Like it.
It's,
you can't make
it's
this
the
up.
problems that the Democrats are having right now is who is their replacement? Who is their next candidate? Who are the next people that should be in these seats? They already can't agree. There's already no unity in the Democrat Party. So what is there left but just infighting and
This
just
is one of the wildest stories
the status quo versus something new, which it sounds to me like all of a sudden we need to go with the status quo. How bizarre that now we have to stand by our traditions. We have to stand by the way that we do things. It's very important. We as a community have developed this rapport together. Like
cover in a while when it comes to
amazing
this topic. But I love it, right? I absolutely love how much infighting this has caused. So with that being said, Debbie Wasserman Schultz decided to run in this district, and these people are losing their minds.
Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz has officially entered the race for Florida's 20th congressional district. The district she currently represents has basically disappeared in Governor DeSantis' new congressional map. She launched her bid to succeed Sheila Sherfulis McCormick, who resigned from Congress last month amid legal and ethics challenges.
I've fought for the people of Broward County my whole adult life. You've always been able to count on me to deliver results for our community. Today, I'm
she isn't
announcing
even
my
a Republican. This is just another Democrat who the Democrats have revoked her license to be able to do this and are now mad that she's not just falling in line.
We cannot let
which
Trump
is
destroy Broward
typical
County's
tactic
power.
of Democrats is to throw people under the bus
has
that
since launched her
don't
own
go along with their
campaign to
agenda.
reclaim the seat. Wasserman Schultz's decision has some African American officials and organizations questioning her choice to run for a seat held by black lawmakers for the last 3 decades. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois is your reporter in Fort Lauderdale at the African American Research Library, where she spoke with some of these leaders and groups.
We said, don't run, and we said it loudly because people don't listen to you unless you talk in those terms.
But Debbie Wasserman Schultz says she is running, and that's prompting backlash from much of Broward's black Democratic base, including from State Senator Chevron Jones, whose district includes a portion of Broward County. He says in a state with 24 million people, if Wasserman Schultz wins, it will be represented by just one black member of Congress from Florida.
What this is about is black representation. What this is about is making sure that the individuals who are being represented, they at least have the fighting chance to be represented by someone.
So it's about black
who has
representation.
lived their lived
It's about black
Ashley
representation.
Gant is a state rep,
Okay,
also
got
a
it.
part of Florida's Black Caucus.
If this was always her plan, don't play in our face. Say it. Don't say
It wasn't her plan. Her plan was to not have her district go away.
thinking about it and all that. Just say it. Be who you are. Show us who you are.
Her opponents are
She is.
also
She's
speaking out
running.
against her decision. The seat is currently
What-
vacant.
what are you
after Sheila
talking
Sherfulis
about?
McCormick resigned during an ethics investigation. She blames her political woes
This-
on redistricting, saying her legal battles are not a concern.
You should run where you feel like you're most compatible. And the truth is, today I watched the video.
What does that mean? Where you're most compatible? You go out and you talk to the people and you see what their struggles are, and then you try to figure out some way to solve those problems, to deal with those issues.
And a lot of my constituents sent it. And the one question they all said to me, what is her why? Why this district? Why us?
I mean, arguably, that isn't even the point of government. Like,
Elijah Manley is
This woman's a criminal, bruh. She's a criminal. And these black people are saying we'd rather have a black criminal represent us because she's black than a white Jewish Democrat leader, somebody who's been in Congress for decades. Wow.
yeah, well, the Democrat Party has also gone anti-establishment, so depending on if she's far left enough, they might not be on board.
I love this story so much for so many reasons. This is hilarious.
Also in the District 20 race.
You're not the candidate of choice for our community. And to ignore that and run anyways just shows you do not respect Black voices. You do not respect the Black community.
You know, I'm very disappointed that we are here in District 20. I'm very troubled also about what is happening because it's dividing our party. Alliances that we've built over time are shattering.
Why is that? Why is it dividing your party? The only person who's letting it divide your party is you. How is this dividing your party? By you telling them that this is disenfranchising Black people? By telling people that this is harming them somehow? What does this do?
That we are in this place at this time.
What place?
Another candidate in the race,
where are
Rudy
we?
Moyes. He sent a statement saying Wasserman Schultz's decision to run in District 20 sends the wrong message to Dems all over Florida. And for the rest of the Dems,
Wasserman Schultz's decision to run in District 20 sends the wrong message to Democrats all over Florida. We are the party of working people and the party of inclusion. Except you're excluding her. This district was not created as a political fallback option. No, that doesn't mean she can't run.
all over Florida.
I don't understand what this means.
And for the rest of that statement, and for a statement from South Florida rapper Luther Campbell, who is also in the District 20 race, you can go to our website at cbsmiami.com. Live in Fort Lauderdale in District 20. Tanya Francois, CBS News.
Yeah, so again, they're totally silent. They have absolutely nothing to say about a woman who stole millions of taxpayer dollars from her constituents, from the rest of the country, running. And they have nothing to say about a completely, totally unqualified rapper running in this race, right? If their whole concern is that the black vote is being diluted because you have so many black candidates, and then you have Debbie Wasserman Schultz. If they're concerned about the black vote being diluted because of that, why are you not asking the clearly unqualified black candidates to drop out? Why are you not saying they should drop out first? That way, it gives the actual qualified black candidates a chance to win, or a better chance to win.
Well, where are those candidates? Who are those people? Where are they? They aren't in the race. These people are who you get. Are there more qualified people? I don't know.
My mind is just so blown.
Even if there are, they're choosing not to run here. They're choosing not. They're just passing this by. I don't know.
Overt racism from these black Democrats against their white colleagues. It's actually crazy, right? Like, this is what you have to deal with when you get in bed with these people, right? When you try to appeal to race-obsessed individuals like this. This is what you have to deal with. And this is why I'm glad that Republicans generally stay away from this type of racialized politics, because this is always the end result. You're going to have these people who feel like they're entitled to a seat. They're entitled to a black seat because they personally feel like black voters have to have black people representing them, and they don't even want to give black people a chance to decide, right? They don't even want to do that. They say, no, we got to have it our way. We don't even allow white people to run, right? In a quote unquote black seat. It's hilarious. It really is. Hey, I hope that Democrats implode in this race, in this district. And who knows, right? Maybe the implosion will cause a Republican to have a good chance of winning. I don't know, right? I'm hoping that's what happens, but this story right here, I think, is a great example of the overt racism and bigotry within the Democrat Party that honestly is
Right.
undermining.
I mean, they think that that having all black representation for a district is diverse, but adding someone white into that representation is not diverse, and you shouldn't do it.
The party as a whole, as you can see here. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment.
How is that diverse? Diversity is nothing more than code for all minorities, which is code for all women and black people and people who differ in terms of sexual orientation or gender expression. Everyone who isn't a man or straight or white. Pretty much.